All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rouse the Oliver Man. This is the 4150 I just bought a few weeks ago, and I forgot to film ahead of time for this video you're about to see, but we got some parts to make it better, some service update parts. So that's what you're gonna see right after this. All right, next in our bag of tricks, we're going to tackle this elbow situation. Originally, this is what you got, and you're supposed to take that plug out and check the oil. Later, they came up with this setup where you could put a dipstick in there, but I'm thinking that that is not the right size. I'm thinking that we do have to take it out of the side of the transmission so that we can get this bigger piece and go. So we will also need some thread tape, contrary to what some people believe about pipe threads. I use thread tape, and I don't think I grabbed that, so I'll get that grabbed. We should probably also clean the area that we're working in a little bit. Sure, I know it's dirt, and that's probably not the best stuff to clean it with, but it works. Now I've got to try to wedge myself under here. So we can make this happen. Should have brought a screwdriver too. I think that will adequately keep the trash out of where we're going. Could be wrong. Try to squeeze yourself back in there. All right. What a shocker. They didn't give you a ton of room here. Okay, come on. Come on, Mama. I have it parked in such a way where I'm hoping that it does not interfere, like drain out all over me, but we don't know that. We'll know that in about 30 seconds. Oh, that's made different in there than I thought. There's like a shelf. So, what you're gonna want is to find your factory 20-713-0113 kit for field service updates, and then you can make it more better, you know. And it comes with 4 pieces: a close nipple, this adapter elbow, and then a pipe nipple finished nicely on the end, and the dipstick itself. So we're going to put some tape on this. We're going to cry a little bit because it's not going the way I want. There we go. Come on. Jeez. Okay. Sure, hold it. All right. Put that there. Don't worry, it'll screw in there as we go. let's go for one more, which is probably going to be the mistake one. It's one where we hear the tink and then the housing busts out. But there. Whew. Okay. Thread tape. We need to give this thing a good power washing, but that ain't in the cards today. So when you're sitting there saying, why didn't you wash it first? Well, such is life, my friends. Such is life. Now, I can't see what I'm doing. Come on, Knutson. There. Come on. It's hard to get a good pull at this angle that I'm at. All right, we'll top this off with the fancy dipstick. And obviously, from what I've seen already, we need to add some oil to this because it is not good enough. Partly because we're on a tilt, but it should have still, I think, been able to feel it a little bit better. All right, that fixes that. So we're all updated there. Next in our bag of tricks, we need to start getting set up for the pressure lube system. As previously discussed, it appears that it has the wire and it's never been used, so I'm wondering if there was they replaced wire. Get away from me, bug. I'm wondering if they replaced the wire at some point, the harness, and that's why it's got the wire but nothing, or whether they intended on having such a thing and just never put it on right away at the beginning, but they thought maybe they would later. I don't know. But what I do know is we're going to make sure we have it on there, because that's an important thing to know. I really should put it on all the green tractors too, because if you know what I'm saying. If it failed, you'd have a real sad day. All right. So for this task, we need our handy dandy 20-713-0077 kit, and it even comes with instructions, see, on what to do. Not that you really need them, it's kind of straightforward. However, the 4150 is different than the 4180 in where you mount the stuff. So let me see here, dig through. Basically what you do, you take the transmission oil filters off, and at the bottom there is a pipe plug you take out. It tells you how to do all this with the different tractors. But what's different about them is the 4150 versus the 4180 is the front half. On the front half, which I don't think my other one is plumbed up right, but I'll have to investigate that more. Basically, on the participate here paper, quit being in my way. The front half of the transmission on the 4180, you're supposed to take out this 90-degree and put in a T, and then the center goes in one and whatever. You don't go under the filter like you do on the rest of them. But this one, you just remove the filter and so on and so forth. Not a big deal. So in our kit, We've of course got wiring in case you had none wiring, which was probably going to be the case for the front one when we're said and done. We have, what do we have here? There's our fancy indicator light that says trans. And that goes in the dash. We got to drill a hole for that. We need these close nipples there. And then these should be our sending units, which of course don't look like the ones of today, but we're gonna go with it. So that's cool. But step one is going to be taking the filters off and then putting one of these in each one, and then a sending unit. And then when we're done, we put a new filter on, and then that'll take care of us where we need to go. Well, this is new. Can't find the watching me I just had the other day, so I might as well use this. I mean, we're putting a new one on, right? On the articulated tractors, this is kind of right out in the open and you remember it, but on a lot of the wheel tractors, this seems to get neglected. Ooh. Ooh, okay, sure. Because see, on the wheel tractors, this is under your floorboard. Did I grab the right size? I think I did. Ooh, spoiler alert. I hope I can get this loose. You're in the way. Why are you always right in the way? Spoiler alert, we're probably not going to do the wiring part of this today because it's too hot. Uh-oh. Well, that one does need the bushing. It said in the paper you didn't need that on these. That's fine. We can play ball. I didn't think that through real well, did I? Let me start over here. Well, you shut off at some point, so I have no idea what footage you got and didn't get, but basically it came with a bushing, and at first blush I thought it said you didn't need that, but you do. So that's where we stand here, trying to find a happy place to put this together. See, a happy place. I don't know. Well, you keep getting too hot on me, and I understand it because I'm getting too hot on me. But I got that cinder threaded in there. Everything's the way it should be, so now we can put the filter back on. We'll deal with wiring later. I just want to make sure we get the difficult part here is done. Because that cinder can just ride along there, not hurting anybody until we get it. Probably should get the filter wrench, but I'm a pretty big boy. I would say that that's probably tight enough. Let's go investigate what the front half is like. We have to get a pipe bushing if it's the wrong size. It's going to be another fun game of how in the world do we get there? Because we can't really get there very good. We also can throw every single tool to the ground, and then we don't have to worry about it. It can't hurt us anymore if it's laying in the dirt, huh? All right, I'm betting I'm gonna be getting me another pipe bushing, and I'm betting I ain't got one. Oh, God and grief. Well, we're gonna try to get this loose, but I would say that I'm not gonna have the stuff today, which is okay. We will just end the video then, because I am short of videos. I'm gonna need a video. Plus, you just saw me do this exact thing, and I just dropped the pipe nipple down at the bottom. That's good. But what I'm saying is, I'm thinking that we'll have a video with how to wire this up when I get to that point. Right now we are not at that point. We're at the trying to get the. Welcome back to this episode of Ross Can't Fit His Fat Body In where it needs to go, only to find that this is sketchy. This one, you can't hardly get the elbow in unless you make sure that your pipe nipple is already mostly started in there, because you just ain't got the room. And then you combine that with the fact that you can't physically get yourself in there except for one arm, because the tire is in so close on this one that you just kind of got to use your imagination and hope that everything is going to go your way, because so far it don't look that way, does it? I see something else interesting that we're going to have to deal with. I'm going to stick my hand in here, and what am I going to pull out of the tractor? Well, I'm not exactly sure what this is doing in there. We have an end of flat chain with an end of dog chain attached to it, and that was just hanging out in there. I don't really know why that was there, but sure. We're getting there, you know. We just have to take our time, I guess. Take our time and not be a moron. But if we do something dumb at this point, it would be sad. We don't want to twist off anything. We don't want to hear the tink of sadness. We just want to get this going. See, then I get it to turn, and I think one more. And that's what gets me all the time. One more is a dangerous game to play. One more pump can get you in a lot of trouble. Ah. Oh. Just turn it up. So close. So close. All right. I'm hoping that's going to work, and it's not going to be too much in the way of anything. I don't think it will be. Sending unit. What did I do with it? All right. Boy, you really just kind of, I can't reach it from I gotta be half sitting down. In order to even have a chance. If we do it right, we'll lose those screws before we're done. Just a little more. Just play a little more. Just get you turned up a little more. Let's go right about there. Alright. That's that. Now, of course, I left the filter sit way away. Alright. Will that clear that sending unit? Just barely. But it will. I probably should get the filter wrench and tighten those just a little more to make sure, but I think they're probably good enough. So now the struggle is going to be wiring from that has to go up through the cab, and there is, to my knowledge, basically there's two ways in, either through the hole through this tower, which is not the way I will probably go. The wiring harness goes through that tube, which holds everything up over the articulation. And then up in the front of the cab is a hole where all the wiring comes in. And that's gonna be what we got going. That thing that's dancing around is the wire from the back. So, you know, I need to double check the book and make sure that that wiring really is, that wire that's there is for this. If it's not, I'll probably just run the wire they gave me and tape it up out of the way. But basically we got to go from one up there and the back one up there. They're both hooked to the same light, and then if your lube pressure shuts off in either half, it'll trigger the light, and then you have to do some sleuthing, I guess, to determine which half is at fault if it goes out. But it's pretty easy to do that. I mean, basically you just got to unhook the sender and ground it out, and you can tell what's what, you know. You unhook the sender and the light goes out, then you know the sender's, that's the one, that's the half, you know, because it completes. Anyway, camera's getting too hot again. We're gonna double check the wire situation, see if that wire is what I want, or if that's like the auxiliary light wire, in which case I'll run the wire they gave me. But I need to drill an 11/16 hole for this, and I don't have that size bit that's not broken. So I'm gonna go buy a new one, because I don't want to drill through my nice dash in with substandard drill bit and make a mess of it. So I will get the right stuff, and we will tackle the wiring for this project in the next installment, I suppose. There's not really a great way to get behind that dash, I'm here to tell you. You can take the top off, you can drop this bottom piece out, kind of, but the main piece is made to the cab. So you got to kind of work from both ends to make it happen. But that ain't no big deal. We'll figure it out. We're going to be in there anyway, because as we've noticed from running it, very little of the electrical system is working. So we don't know what has been done. We need to go in there anyway, is what I'm saying. However, I'm not sure that that's going to take place much for a while, because this week I need to be getting stuff ready for the fair, and that stuff needs to take priority, because I'm never ever going to get all my stuff done. Yeah, this project was not a planned on project since we just bought it, so we're gonna just work at this as we can. But we got some of the, you know, the hard stuff, I guess, if you want to say, done to where now it's movable again, and we can do wiring in one day, you know. What I don't want to do is tear it apart to fix one thing wiring wise and then put it back together and then have to take it apart again one day, fix more wiring and do it. No. Ideally what I might do, if it'll fit part way, is nose the thing in here where I can mess with it, you know, kind of in the breeze. I don't know if it'll fit in there quite. I think the other one does, just barely. So that might be what we do. But yeah, we're gonna get to the point too where we change fluids and stuff like that. It's gonna need an engine oil change because who knows when that's been done last. But she's coming along, friends. A little at a time. It's getting more better. Anyway, camera's getting too hot, so I suppose this is where we will leave this one and we will pick it up next time. But already, what a transformation it's made. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.